Other than that, Vicky has actually jumped back into Fire Emblem
Hmm.
for her third playthrough.
Okay.
And she's just like, I need to marry someone different. Because when you marry someone different, your life changes dramatically. And I need to see how that plays out. It's the romance for me. And I'm like,
Oh,
you're
Vicky.
wow. Right. I'm like,
Love her. I
wow.
saw her actually
Oh,
booted up recently. I love that she
hmm.
loves that game because I wouldn't say it's
I do
hardcore, but
too.
it's a game. It's a video
Yeah,
game.
it's definitely in there. And the fact that this is her third playthrough and she played and beat the DLC as well.
Oh
Like,
wow.
yeah. So like she's hardcore fire. She's a Fire Emblem fan for life. I'm
Oh,
sure
we got to
now.
get together and talk about Three Houses because I've done the same. I've beat it 3 times and I beat all the DLC and I've even married myself, which is an option that you can do.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it's basically Sothis, but it's you, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I was like, "Word, you can
Okay.
just give the ring to yourself." I'm doing that.
Dope. Yeah,
Can't
I was.
nobody do me like me.
I don't know. Are the other Fire Emblem games similar to Three Houses as far as like the social aspect,
No.
or is this the first one to do that?
Well, yes and no. Let me try to explain. So, Fire Emblem, as far back as when I started playing on the Game Boy Advance, always had what you would call unit affinity. So, if you have two units that are fighting next to each other, they can actually fight more effectively as their bond grows, like from C to A or even S if they end up being romantic. I don't remember it being as involved until we got to Awakening on the 3DS. With Awakening, you had special cutscenes and kind of bonding moments, and of course they implemented that with Fates, and they implemented that even with Fire Emblem Warriors. But for me, and another Fire Emblem fan out there can correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't played every single one. But for me, Three Houses is the game that really took that up a notch. Because yeah, you're still having cutscenes, but it's the whole running around the monastery and hanging out with people in between battles. It feels more Persona-esque because you have a limited amount of time and a limited amount of ability to hang out with different people and do different activities. And of course, you can actually still increase your bond if you fight next to certain units in the field. Like that's still a thing. But obviously the bulk of your bonding happens when you're back at the monastery in the in-between parts, right?
Okay. Yeah.
That I've never seen that outside of Three Houses. Usually it's the bonding within battles because you go from battle to battle, and then the cutscenes. There's no, like Crom running around like the camp, like, "Hey guys, you want to go drink tea?" That never happened.
Right. Okay. So I need Persona to come out on the Switch, Persona 5, so I can get her to play that.
Yes,
Because
because
I feel
if
like she would love it.
she probably would love Persona. You're right. You may need to do a little bit of hand holding because Persona can be a bit hardcore if you're not already super familiar with how Japanese RPGs work.
Right.
And you know exactly what I'm talking about. You and I can jive very quickly with wind is effective against this enemy, so use wind, the extra attacks and stuff. And I think Persona 5 in particular does a pretty good job of explaining the system. But when you detour from that system or you miss a particular tutorial or don't quickly pick up on a concept, it punishes you pretty harshly.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. Maybe just stick around to be FAQ guy for the first
Right.
dungeon or so.
The first 20 hours.
Yeah. Oh my god. Hey man, she sat and watched Final Fantasy X with you. That's
Right.
the least you could do.
Exactly. True. But yeah, so she's really into that. And it's actually her and her sister's birthday tomorrow. So I went on ahead and got them a couple of new games. I got Vicky the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Ooh, I heard that shit's real good.
Really? Oh, I'm excited to hear that.
Yeah, yeah. You should have her come on the show and talk about it once she gets a chance to sink her teeth into it.
Okay, cool. Because I was like, she had bought the trilogy on the e-store or on the eShop, and she's like, she liked it, but it was old. Like it felt old. And I know that the Chronicles games are re-releases of the games that released in Japan. I don't remember when they came out, but I know that they're newer than the older trilogy. So
Right. No, I hear this newest one, like people are raving about it on Twitter right now.
oh, that's so exciting.
They're like,
Yeah.
I hear you about games getting delayed, but who the fuck needs to play any game ever once now that this game is out? I'm like, oh, okay, well, okay.
Wow.